In a world where the gods reigned supreme, one deity shone brighter than the rest. A golden god whose light pierced the heavens and whose music enchanted the earth. Apollo, the god of the sun, music, prophecy, and healing, was a being of beauty, power, and paradox. Born amidst chaos, he rose to become one of the most revered Olympians, his name whispered in awe by mortals and gods alike. But who was Apollo truly? A radiant protector or a vengeful force? A divine musician or a master of riddles? Join us on a God Circle as we journey into the realm of the Golden God, where light and shadow dance in eternal harmony. Prepare to be dazzled, for the story of Apollo is as fiery as the sun itself. The gods of old have shaped the myths and legends that echo through time. From the depths of the underworld to the heights of Mount Olympus, their stories are filled with power, mystery, and lessons that still resonate today. Welcome to a God Circle, where we dive deep into the untold tales of the divine. If you're captivated by the magic of mythology, the glory of the gods, and the secrets they hold, subscribe now and join us on this epic journey. Today, we unravel the radiant tale of Apollo, a god whose light illuminates the world, but whose wrath burns just as fiercely. Apollo's story begins not with light, but with darkness. He was born to Zeus, king of the gods, and Leto, a gentle Titaness. But their love was forbidden, for Hera, Zeus's wife, burned with jealousy. When Leto was heavy with child, Hera cursed her, decreeing that no land under the sun would offer her refuge to give birth. Leto wandered the earth, pursued by Hera's wrath, her cries echoing across the seas. At last, she found solace on the floating island of Delos, a place untouched by Hera's curse. There, amidst a storm of divine fury, Leto gave birth to twins. First Artemis, goddess of the hunt, and then Apollo, the god of light. Even as a child, Apollo's power was undeniable. On the fourth day of his life, he slew the serpent Python, a monstrous creature sent by Hera to torment his mother. With a golden bow gifted by the blacksmith god Hephaestus, Apollo struck the beast down, his arrows blazing like the sun itself. The island of Delos became sacred, a sanctuary for the golden god, and from that moment, Apollo's legend began to shine. Apollo was no ordinary god. He was a master of many domains, each reflecting his radiant nature. As the god of the sun, he rode a golden chariot across the sky, bringing light to the world each day. Mortals looked to the heavens, their prayers rising with the dawn, for Apollo's light was a symbol of hope and renewal. But Apollo was more than a bringer of light. He was the god of music, his golden lyre a gift from Hermes, who crafted it to appease Apollo after stealing his sacred cattle. More on that little sibling rivalry later. When Apollo played, the heavens themselves wept with joy. His melodies could soothe the fiercest beasts, heal the deepest wounds, and even charm the gods of Olympus. As the god of prophecy, Apollo held court at the Oracle of Delphi, a sacred temple where mortals sought his divine wisdom. Priestesses, known as Pythia, would inhale the sacred vapors of the earth and speak Apollo's cryptic truths. Kings and heroes journeyed to Delphi, trembling as they awaited his words, for Apollo's prophecies were never wrong, though they were often maddeningly vague. And as the god of healing, Apollo could banish disease with a single touch, his light purifying the body and soul. But beware, for the same hand that healed could also destroy. Apollo was also the god of plague, and his arrows brought death as swiftly as they brought life. A god of balance, Apollo was both creator and destroyer, a duality that made him one of the most revered and feared Olympians. Apollo's life was a tapestry of triumphs and tragedies, woven with love, rivalry, and vengeance. Let's start with love, or rather, the lack of it. Apollo's romantic pursuits were complicated, to say the least. He fell deeply in love with the nymph Daphne, but she, fearing the intensity of God's love, fled from him. Apollo pursued her, his heart ablaze, but Daphne prayed to her father, the river god Peneus, for escape. In a heartbeat, she was transformed into a laurel tree, her limbs turning to branches before Apollo's eyes. Heartbroken, Apollo declared the laurel his sacred tree, weaving its leaves into a crown, a symbol of victory and eternal love. Then there was his rivalry with his half-brother Hermes. As a newborn, Hermes stole Apollo's sacred cattle, dragging them backward to hide their tracks. A trickster even at birth. When Apollo discovered the theft, he was furious, but Hermes charmed him with a lyre made from a tortoise shell. Apollo, enchanted by the music, forgave his brother and took the lyre as his own. But Apollo's wrath was not so easily quelled. When the mortal Niobe boasted that her 14 children were greater than Leto's twins, Apollo and Artemis descended in fury. Apollo struck down Niobe's 7 sons with his plagued arrows, while Artemis felled her daughters. Niobe, consumed by grief, wept until she turned to stone, a stark reminder of Apollo's vengeance. Yet Apollo was also a protector. During the Trojan War, he sided with the Trojans, guiding the arrow of Paris to slay the mighty Achilles. Apollo's light could inspire, but his darkness could destroy. Apollo's legacy endures through the ages, his light shining in every corner of human history. The Oracle of Delphi remained a center of prophecy for centuries, guiding the fates of empires and men. His music inspired the arts, his healing touch gave rise to medicine, and his son became a symbol of knowledge and enlightenment. But Apollo was more than a god of light. He was a reminder of balance. For every song he played, there was a plague he could unleash. For every prophecy he gave, there was a riddle to unravel. In the modern world, Apollo's name lives on. NASA named their moon landing program after him, a fitting tribute to the god who lit the heavens. Temples dedicated to Apollo still stand, their marble columns whispering his name to the winds. And in every sunrise, in every melody, we feel the echo of his divine presence. Apollo, the golden god, taught us that light and darkness are 2 sides of the same coin, a lesson as timeless as the sun itself. Apollo's story is a testament to the power of the gods and the complexity of their divine nature. His light continues to inspire, his music continues to enchant, and his lessons continue to guide us. At A God Circle, we bring these ancient legends to life, uncovering the hidden truths of the divine. If this tale of Apollo has sparked your curiosity, join us on this journey through the realms of mythology. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. What's your favorite Apollo myth? Like, share, and subscribe to A God Circle for more epic stories of the gods and the worlds they ruled. Because in the realm of the immortals, the stories never end.